The Vacheron Constantin Historiques 222. Let's go straight to the point and not turn around the topic. In 2022, as part of the collection presented at Watches and Wonders Geneva, Vacheron Constantin is reissuing its emblematic luxury sports watch launched in 1977 for the 222nd anniversary of the brand. The 222, the third member of the iconic Holy Trinity of luxury sports watches, the new Vacheron Constantin Historiques 222 is a typical vintage-inspired watch, yet with some important evolutions to be noted, and the first one being quite obvious. It is released in stainless steel but in yellow gold, and there's some more to be said about this Historiques 222, so let's dive into the history and the details about this new, properly appealing watch. In 1972, the watchmaking world saw the introduction of a brand new concept, a watch designed as a coherent object with perfect integration between the bracelet and the case, a stainless steel watch with robustness and casualness in mind, yet with a high-end ultra-thin movement and finishing that were done in the same vein as the precious, complicated timepiece in gold. Designed by Gerald Genda and released in 1972, the AP Royal Oak created the genre, soon to be followed by May, including Patek Philippe in 1976 and, a year later, Vacheron Constantin. And here you have what collectors named the Holy Trinity of luxury sports watches. To celebrate the brand's 222nd anniversary, Vacheron presented the 222, designed by a young man named Georg Heisek. Like Audemars Piguet and Patek Philippe, the 222 was a radical breakaway from its traditional dress watches. I wanted to design an elegant sporty timepiece while striking the right balance between these two elements to fit in with Vacheron Constantin's classic and refined universe, explains Heisek. The 222 included all the classic elements of the genre, starting from its barrel-shaped case, prominent bezel with complex shape, a bracelet fully integrated within the whole design, an ultra-thin movement, and this typical combination of luxury and casualness. The Vacheron Constantin originally came in stainless steel and was water-resistant to 120 meters, and yet it measured only 7 in height thanks to its ultra-thin movement measuring barely 3.5 m. The caliber Vacheron 1120, based on the Jaeger-LeCoultre caliber 920, the Jumbo was a time and date watch without seconds that measured 37 in diameter. Following the initial Jumbo steel model, the 222 was subsequently interpreted in 30 form and 20 form steel, yellow gold or two-tone iterations, polished or gem set, but always with the emblematic fluted bezel and the Maltese cross emblem nestling in the right-hand corner of the case at 5 o'clock. It will remain in production until 1985. Later, the design and style of the original model resurfaced in 1996 with the creation of the Overseas Phase 1. This will lead the brand to the creation of 2 other generations overseas, including the current model that is often regarded as the direct descendant of the original 222. But today, it's not about inspiration, but about reissuing the emblematic design, yet with a few differences. What Vacheron Constantin has been doing here is to offer an updated interpretation of this legendary model in its Jumbo version, with a design that largely evokes the past, yet with multiple evolutions to be seen on the construction of the case, of the bracelet, and of the movement. And yes, as you can see, the brand took the decision to release this watch in yellow gold and not in stainless steel, and surprisingly as part of the permanent collection. The Vacheron Constantin Historiques 222 is not limited in numbers, yet it's a boutique exclusive and won't be available in large quantities anyway. In the same vein as the Cornes de Vache's chronograph, the American 1921 or the triple calendar, this new interpretation of the 222 keeps the spirit of the Historiques collection, where the watches are not identical replicas of the original watch, but instead contemporary reinterpretations. Yet here, design-wise, the connection is pretty obvious.